10-second lag, which works out well because your kid's still running around the background there. Sorry, not sorry. I know there's people there. There we go. Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome to our Scythe live show. I will get myself back into frame, but I wanted everyone to see the lovely daffodil as our mascot in the background here. Little daffodil, but now I'll just move over so that you can actually see me.
So we can see your beautiful face.
Thanks. So hi, how is everyone today? I'm sorry we were late. We were just, we're always a bit chaotic, so I'm sure you.
It was me. Surprise.
Expect these things. But yes, we've got a few people here. Unfortunately, hi Marlene, hi Lola. We also have Paige.
Jane.
Hi Paige.
Oh, Paige.
Jane. Hi Jane, who is making tea. And we have, oh yes, we did say hi Paige, and we have Amber. Hi Amber, and we have Carrie.
Hi Amber.
Hi Carrie.
Hey Carrie.
It's so nice to have everyone. Thank you so. Yes, we are fashionably late. That's how we do things. It's so nice to have everybody here. Unfortunately, Ellie's not going to be able to make it tonight. I'm not sure what's happened, but yeah, she sometimes just doesn't manage to get on health issues and stuff. So yeah, but Ellie, if you are tuning in remotely like everybody else, then let us know, but totally fine if you're not. Which, if she's not there, she won't hear me say that. But anyway, not the point. So, yeah, welcome. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I hadn't really thought too much about how we wanted to break it up necessarily. I thought we would just kind of start spouting some opinions. So,
cool. Do you want to do spoiler-free first, and then we'll go into...
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Spoiler-free first, although I'm pretty sure that everyone who has said anything has read it, at least before, if not with us. But yeah, what was everyone's kind of general impression of the book? Was it favourable? Was it less favourable? Was it unfavourable? What were you all thinking about it? We already have Jane saying, let's just say Scythe was so good, which is always good to hear. I know we did chat about these things in a little bit in the Discord, so I do know that most people seem to be enjoying it. What about if we said what was one of your favourite things about it? Let's start there. What was one of your favourite things about the book? Lana, would you like to take it away?
Probably one of my favourite things is that I didn't expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
Because it's been around for a while, and I heard bits and pieces about it, but never really... I'm a cover buyer. I am really that shallow. And this is just the title grabbed me, but then I remember reading the back and I was just like, huh, okay. And the whole dystopian thing just didn't grab me. And then when I saw Jessie, the bookish mum, read it, and I was like, okay, I really do need to get to that. And then when it was brought up for this book club, I was like, oh, yes, exciting. And I got the whole series except for the second book for $2 each. So I was stoked because that never happens in Australia. Nice. Yeah, but I just, from the first chapter, I was like, oh, this is going to be good. The first section or our first day, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I was the same. I was immediately like, wow, okay, this is really, really good. I think I'm actually going to pose another question because my answer, I think, is to what I liked about it the most, and my answer to the question I'm about to pose is the same. But first I might go through and see, because we've got quite a few people saying what their favourite thing about it was. So Erin's just
Love when that
lurking
happens.
in the spoiler-free section. Hi, Erin. So 5 stars from Paige. Second time reading, enjoyed it this much. Awesome, that's good to hear. Sometimes things don't hold up, so that's really good to hear. Really good. Love the concepts and world building most of all. I completely agree with that. 4 stars, well written. Got me to finish book 2 in 2 days. Oops.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yes, I'm the same a little bit actually, Kerry. I had been avoiding it a little bit as well because of hype, and also because it's young adult, and I often find the really hyped young adults, not young adult in particular, but when young adults are really hyped, I find that they don't live up to that hype as much. But yeah, I was surprised. I thought it definitely lived up to the hype. World building was your favorite, Amber. Awesome. World building from Jane as well. Yes, agree. I love that too. Also a little unsettling though, absolutely. Yes, I agree. Yes, there was something that, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, because of the robes and the, yeah. Marlene's the same. Yeah, I thought that too. I really enjoyed that as well. Gave a little bit more context to the world in general, which I thought was really good.
A little bit of depth, considering like there wasn't, like, the world building was good, but it wasn't super in depth. Like, obviously it's a YA, but it just gave it that layer.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yes, definitely. Yes, I loved Faraday. I thought he was fantastic. So the next question I was going to pose was what thing, as I think in the Discord when we were reading it, a lot of us were expressing surprise. So what was the thing that you found to be the most surprising? And I guess, was it a good surprise or a not so good surprise? And the reason why I wanted to pose the question before I answered the first question, is because I loved, I felt like it was a lot more philosophical and a lot deeper than I was expecting. And I felt that he really touched on a lot of concepts that were very deep in terms of, not just like for any book, for any fiction book, because it was touching on like the nature of humanity and what gives us joy and what gives us meaning. And I just found that really interesting. And the way that they did that, like, it wasn't really heavy-handed at all, which it very easily could have been because it's a difficult concept to talk about. So, like, just the little things, like when they went into the museum and they were looking at the painting, and he was like, no, don't go to the post-mortal area. Go to the mortal area because that has more meaning. And just little things like that I thought was really, really interesting. And that was the thing that I loved the most and that surprised me the most, because I was expecting to enjoy it, but I wasn't expecting to find it as deep and as profound as I found it, which, yeah. Yes. So, yes, that's true. It is hard to talk about surprises spoiler-free. And yes, sorry, Erin, I already did tell you about a thing that happened. I don't think I'm very good at the whole spoiler-free thing in this kind of discussion. Like, I'm fine on a, something I edit, like when I'm doing a wrap-up
This
or
is
something.
the book I read. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
even if
all of my reviews.
But yeah, so sorry. I actually did not forget, but I did kind of I'm just talking about the thing. But yeah, I'm finding that we're still being spoiler free. I will try. I will try. I just want to talk about all the stuff, so I'm like, I don't know. Are we still?
I have a question that I just thought about. Can you get out of the shot, please?
Oh, sorry.
This kid, seriously. He is wearing shorts that just shorts. I was going to ask who, if this was a movie, who would you want to play, or who do you think would play those characters? Like
Faraday and
H.S.
Rowan
Curry and Rowan.
Yeah. What a question. I mean, I feel like they'd have to have Timothy Chalamet in there, wouldn't they? Because he's in just everything these days. Faraday, someone like
Because
Patrick
how old is
Stewart.
he supposed to be? Yeah.
Well, he keeps himself old, I think. Yeah. So I think someone like Patrick Harris, not Patrick Harris. Patrick
Stewart.
Stewart. Thank you. I don't know what I said first time, but I meant Patrick Stewart because he is older, but he doesn't because they don't keep themselves. He doesn't keep himself really aged. He's not like an elderly person, but yeah, I think Patrick Stewart would be good. The other characters, I don't know. My problem is that I'm too old. So like I think my go-to of like who would be the young character is way too old these days. They're like in their 40s. So
I love Amber's comment, but I love your Faraday. I didn't have anyone in mind, but I was just curious. And that's a really good Faraday because he's like, especially in the age of like immortality or post-mortality, because I feel like Patrick Stewart is one of those people, like he's aged, but he still like kind of seems, the last time I saw him, he still kind of seems ageless, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
But he also comes across as very like wise, but also relatable. Like, if that makes sense. So I like that choice. That was a very good choice. And I also loved Amber's as well.
I haven't got Tom Holland and Zendaya because I'm obsessed at the moment. Yeah, it's kind of hard not to think of people that you've just recently watched as well. But I think they'd be good. I think they'd work well. Maybe Curry could be Emma Thompson. That's only because I love Emma Thompson. I'm like, cast her in everything. I'm just going to go back up a little bit.
There's some really good comments.
Subtle Easter eggs everywhere. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I thought that was done really, really well. I really loved the world building. I thought was really, it was definitely that really nice fine line between being between being like show don't tell, like tell instead. Yeah, it wasn't info dumpy, but it gave enough information that you could figure out what was going on. Okay, yeah, fair enough. But it was done so well, I think, is what was amazing as well. Like it wasn't, like I said before, it wasn't heavy-handed at all. And you didn't feel like the author was, I mean, he obviously was trying to make a comment about like, what does mortality actually mean? But he wasn't he didn't obviously have an agenda, which I liked.
Yeah, he wasn't preachy about it.
Which was interesting. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's good. Yeah. He's just practicing. Yeah. He's just in the background being like, I'm going to be on YouTube.
Oh, whenever I do sprints, he's like, can I sprint? Can I do reading sprints as well? Is like, are you going to read? He's like, oh, no.
Then you're like, no, go away.
Get a book.
Either get a book or leave.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, I love that everyone's enjoying my suggestion. I'm awful at dream casting. That's okay. Yes, agree. Absolutely. Who though? He could be Goddard. He'd be a good bad guy, I reckon. I reckon. And he doesn't
That
play
would be
bad
weird to
guys.
see him as Goddard.
It would, because he doesn't play bad guys very often, but I reckon he'd be good at it. Mark Strong has got it. Who is that? I know the name, but I can't see him. Paul Rudd is also ageless. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my God. Paul Rudd is the bad guy. He's always the good guy. It would be totally mess your brain up to see him as the bad guy. Timothy Chalamet as Rowan. Yeah, I could see that. Definitely. Millie Bobby Brown. Maybe. Oh, that's a really good one. Millie Bobby Brown as Citra. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Oh, what's that girl? Oh, she's probably a bit young, actually. She's in so many things. She was in The Haunting of Hill House. She played the young Theodora.
I haven't seen that.
But she's probably a bit young. Octavia Spencer as Curry. Who is that?
I know that name.
I'm doing the same thing again. Who is that? I'm really bad. Like I'll recognize faces, but I won't get their names.
She's in The Help and in Hidden Figures.
Oh, I think I know who you mean. Yes, she's amazing. She would be amazing, definitely. Oh yeah.
I don't know who that is either.
That'd be interesting. She's the one that was in Queen's Gambit, wasn't she?
Oh, okay.
Is that who you mean, Jane? I do have Google like literally right behind me. I could figure this out very easily. I'm pretty sure who that is. That is who it is, though. Anya Taylor.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But I think Millie Bobby Brown would be really good as well. What about the main guy? Not the main guy. The main head of the chapter that they're in. Xenocrates or whatever his name is.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of that about that.
Don't know. That was actually something that I did find a bit iffy about the book, was the way that, and I think he did it for a reason that made sense, but the way he talked about that character, Xenocrates or whatever his name was, the main head guy, the way he talked about his weight. I mean, I kind of got that they were talking about, like, you know, being incredibly overweight, like he was supposed to be, isn't really, you know, isn't really as healthy as you could be, same as being super skinny. So it was trying to, like, he must have specifically not got his nanites to correct. But I did find that a little bit kind of, it was still very much buying into the whole beauty myth a little bit, which I found a bit.
While I was reading it, I got like, what's his name? Is it like John Goodman or?
Oh yeah, yeah.
His name. I got like those vibes from him, like when he plays the bad guy, but he's also doesn't think he's the bad guy. Like, he's a lot of contradictions.
Yes.
I remember seeing a role where he was like the good guy, but like, or he's the bad guy, but like had good traits, or like it's just really weird. But it made me think of him while I was reading.
That he would be good at that, because he's that character was very that kind of, not even morally grey, just like you didn't get the impression, just human.
Flawed.
Yeah.
He was flawed.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when sorry, Erin, if you're there still, I'm about to be spoiled. I should just say, I'm going to be spoiled. Turn me off. Turn us off for a minute.
Turn off.
But just when you finally figured out kind of what was going on with him and why he was maybe being a bit dodgy in some of his actions, I'll put up a spoiler banner. That's a good idea, Marlene. That's weird. I swear I have so many banners. Why would you? Oh, they put all my banners into a example banner folder, helpfully for me. Except that it was very confusing and I didn't know what was going on. Spoilers.
3, 2, 1.
Spoilers. So when I should probably give everyone a moment to go away if they need to, if they need spoilers. I'll do my waiting song. Okay.
What was
Hopefully
your waiting
Erin,
song?
my waiting song.
Your waiting song. I was like, what?
No, sorry, mate. I was just being silly. Don't mind me. Just being very silly. So when
Now I want your waiting song and like your intros.
Everyone will be like, what? When you figure out what's going on with Esme and what the relationship with Xenocrates is and why he is letting Goddard get away with some stuff that just really isn't cool. I really like when you finally figure that out. It's like, oh, okay. I don't know. I thought that was well done. Like, I kind of, in amongst all the figuring out banners for spoilers, I kind of lost the thread of what I was trying to say. Sorry about that, everyone. I'll take the spoilers down unless Lana's about to spoil us for anyone else.
Do you want to go into spoilers now?
Bill Murray in the City of Ember movies. Ooh.
The City of Ember. Oh my gosh, I'm so not in with pop culture these days.
Me neither. I thought that too. I thought there was a bit, I'm the same. I got the point, but I was a bit like, I
even said a few times, it's like, oh, this bit fatphobic. Don't feel
that
doesn't sit right with me.
Yes, thank you. Elevator music. That's what I was doing. Elevator music. Different expectations from Esme thing though. Like she was destined to be something. Yeah, I did actually wonder about that too. I thought maybe there was something else going on there. It's not pop culture.
I don't know. I stopped listening and doing lots of things in 2000s.
Yeah, that's
they
my
came
problem
along
too.
and I had I missed so much.
Poor Lana.
I need to catch up.
Lana. My excuse is that literally I'm just too old. I'm like, what?
People are like, oh, it happened in
again?
early 2000s. I'm like,
Yeah.
early 2000s. I didn't have them till 2010. I don't know. I have no excuse then.
Early 2000s. That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
that was pop culture. Anyway, I digress. Yes, we can do spoilers now. What is your okay? Which one were you rooting for? Which of the apprentices were you rooting for?
I thought it was gonna go. Like I was rooting for Citra, but I had a feeling that Rowan was going to win and then somehow pull something out of the bag so he didn't have to glean her. That's where I thought that it was going to go because, I thought that Goddard's sway with the new Scythe thing people was going to have too much sway and that Rowan would get it. And then something would happen. But it just played out so much better than I thought it would ever be.
I agree. I love the way they ended it. He ended it with that ending. And I felt like because when Faraday died and Citra went with Curie and Rowan went with Goddard, they were making a big thing about Rowan is now in the hands of the bad people, and I'm gonna put my banner up again for a second. But Sorry, I keep losing. Oh God, what is wrong with me? Please talk, people.
It's 9:30 your time.
It's
is
9:30. That's
what's
what's wrong
happening.
with me. That's what's wrong with me. Yeah, I was kind of. I wasn't sure how they were going to do it because I expected that neither of them would end up being gleaned, but I did expect what you were thinking, because I thought that Citra was more likely to stick to the rules, whereas Rowan, even before when he was with Faraday, Rowan was more inclined to try and bend the rules a bit. I thought.
Fair comment.
Citra, Rowan annoys me. I actually liked Rowan. Maybe because my partner's Rowan. Maybe it's just that.
Your bias.
Yeah. I was rooting for Citra. We would lose Rowan to the dark side anyway. I worried about that too, but I actually wonder if haven't we anyway? Kind of. Like, I know
But
that
like yes, he is on the dark side. I mean, you can't kill, like, even if they're just deadish, you can't kill that many people and not like hurt your soul.
Yeah.
So yes, we have lost him to the dark side, but it's for
a good reason.
Righteous cause.
Yeah, so that makes me really excited.
Yeah.
So that makes me really excited about what he's going to do with the rest of the books, because like, is he going to go down that avenue of like, can you do bad stuff for good reason? Is there actually
vigilante?
Yeah. So I thought that let it open for a really interesting. I'm a bit nervous though, because we've heard not great things about the last one, but anyway. Yeah. That's very true. He did. That's very true.
I thought it was really interesting that Goddard tried to take both of them.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting
when like his party were the ones that were like, they're showing favoritism, making them glean each other.
Yeah, but Goddard wanted favoritism his way. Like, he was happy for it to be favoritism as long as they were espousing his philosophy. Yeah, I am putting the banner up, but like whenever I do comments, the banner goes away, unfortunately. But yes, I will keep the banner up. I don't know how to do like a ticker. Maybe it will have a ticker somewhere. If I knew how to do a ticker down the bottom, then I would just do that instead. But I might not be able to do that because I am not paying money for the privilege of using StreamYard. Yeah. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I don't necessarily agree or disagree. Like, I liked both characters. I thought they were both quite interesting in different ways. But yeah, Rowan was a bit more personable, I guess, for most of it. Yeah, exactly.
Jane just gets me.
Whoever was picked, the other one's going to save by the pick one. She did the end by hitting him with the ring to get us year save. Yeah, I thought that was really clever. I like that one. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think we did too. To an extent. Yeah. Oh. That's really exciting. I figured that would be the case once I started reading the book and it started talking about the Thunderhead. I was like, okay, we're going to have more stuff to do with,
Surely, especially towards the end when like she did the loophole to talk to her anyway. I was just like, oh yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
Thunderhead's going to get amongst it. And because I was already into the Thunderhead stuff, Marlene was too, I'm pretty sure, I think it was her in the Discord. But yeah, and then when that happened, I was just like, oh, this is getting so good. Tell me more.
Yeah, I agree. It was very interesting. An excellent question, Marlene. What did everyone think of the bromance? Obviously, as we can all tell from the Discord, Marlene didn't buy it.
It should have just been a bromance. Like, they should have just been like really good friends. I would have believed that more if they had like a found family, like brother sister relationship instead of a romantic one.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm more likely to go into bed for someone that I think is family other than someone I love.
Yeah. or that you're like, because it wasn't really even
Or James, not
romance.
just yeah.
It wasn't even really a romance because it was kind of like, oh, she's kind of cute. But I didn't not buy it. I just didn't think it was necessary. Like, I kind of feel like when you're a teenager and you get in that sort of situation where you're suddenly pulled away from everything you know and you're put into this weird situation you weren't expecting, and there's another person and you're like potentially, you potentially could be attracted to them. Like, I think it's a tendency to kind of, you can mistake a feeling for a different type of feeling, particularly when you have hormones running around everywhere. So I didn't necessarily think that it was entirely like out. I didn't necessarily think that it was totally just like, no, that's stupid, that wouldn't happen. It was just more like I didn't see it as necessary.
Yeah, the same as me. It's not that I didn't buy it. It was just I just didn't like it.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm glad that even though it was there a little bit, it didn't go too far in depth into a romance. Like, I'm glad it was just kind of more, this could potentially have been, but it isn't, because it's not going to happen. But yeah.
See, I keep thinking of this like as a movie, and I can see in a movie how that would work. Like, because you'd be able to see like the longing glances at each other and all that sort of stuff. But it wasn't in the book, so I was just like, they're together, they're doing stuff. Oh, what? They're gonna kiss? What? That's weird. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I can see it happening because they're young.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it's not necessary.
Yeah, yeah. I think that seems to be what a lot of people are saying. That's what Kerry said. Yeah, didn't hate that, but just it was unnecessary. Yeah. It was almost like he was like, oh, this is another element of young adult that people like. Better have that bit of that in there.
Wahano.
Yes, more Thunderhead stuff, absolutely. Amber is a hard pass on the romance. Fair enough.
Sorry.
Yeah, agree. Fan family vibes would have been perfect. It would have been. It is nice to have situations where there isn't even a hint of a romance, because even though it, like I was just saying, it can be very easy, particularly for younger people, but for anyone really, to be put in a really fraught situation and to mistake emotions that are one thing for a different thing. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be there. Like, you can just form a bond without it having to be sexy times.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Lola. That's what I kind of thought as well. Yeah. I wasn't mad about it. Like, I think Marlene was mad about it, but I just didn't. It wasn't necessary. Didn't care. Yes, definitely. Definitely. That was really interesting. Yeah, I know. I love the
I forgot about the spinning beach ball.
That was so funny. I was like, yes. Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. Yeah, agree. I can't wait for the movie. And then we see who they cast, but they'll get it wrong and we'll be mad. Does that happen to other people?
Like, where the hell is Tom Holland?
Do other people do that as well? Like, when they really love something and then they cast a person that you're like, no. I know, it makes me. I'm the same. I'm like, God damn it, that's not who I had in my head. I love romance, and even this I went, dudes, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love romance, but this was just.
It was just unnecessary. Yeah. Don't apologize for being mad, Marlene. You're entitled to feel whatever you want to feel.
Feel all the feels.
Exactly. Reading a Dreamcast assassin. Ooh, that could work. That could definitely work. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So what did... Sorry, trying to think of what have we covered? We've covered the romance. some of the more profound elements. What about the ending? Now we're going to be really spoilers, so I'm pretty sure Erin's gone. What do people think of the ending?
Can we just have a look at Jane's comment under the Dreamcast one? That one.
And it has John Goodman for Zeneca. There you go. There you go.
That just shows what a good actor he was, that he like imprinted that in other people's heads.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's cool. Fair enough. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I just get really attached to certain characters, and then I see that I used to do it more when I was a kid. I don't do it so much anymore.
Oh, for me, it's just when like it's like an ethnic person that the character is, and they have some like off-white person.
Yes.
Like some tanned, like a white person that's doing it. I'm just like, how hard is it to get like someone from that nationality?
Yeah.
Like, there's actors in every single country. You could have done it.
Absolutely. There's the TV show Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He has this little it's a like news commentary comedic thing. And he has these little segments that are like, now, and they talk about this like one big topic, but like for 10 seconds basically. And he has a whole thing where he talks about the whitewashing of Hollywood, and talks about exactly that. We're like, why every time we have, people of color or different ethnicities in a movie, they have to be white? Or when you're a remake of this movie, like this movie that's supposed, written by Isabel Allende, hello, Meryl Streep and Jeremy Irons, like, welcome aboard. And it's basically saying like, and then producers say, oh, but we won't get the backing, we won't get the funding, we won't get people turning up, which potentially could unfortunately be true if we can't put an unknown from, but then he's like, pulls out, I think it's Gods of Egypt, and he's like, so they cast we had to go with this random guy, like the white hot chops of this guy that no one's ever heard of, and it was like Joel Edgerton or someone like that, who was just like, unless you live in Australia, you would not have heard of. So the only thing they wanted about him was the fact that he was white. But yeah. Anyway, I didn't explain that very well, but it's funny.
I hear you.
Yeah. Agreed, Paige. It definitely is. Yeah. But yeah, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, when they remade that movie, like when they did a live action movie, and it's like absolutely nothing in the original TV show none of it was white, like, and yet everything in there, Lana's just like, don't even talk to me about that.
That's when I first noticed it.
And you're
like, when I first noticed it, and I was just like, why the hell is Jasper playing him? Like Jasper from Twilight. I was like,
wait a minute.
What? And like, I like had a massive like hour-and-a-half rant to my mum about it. I was so mad.
It's really bad. Like, the TV show is already extremely popular. As it is, it's clearly not a problem for all of the people that love. Oh my God.
I am really glad that it's not so much like that now. Like, then it was like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was so bad. But now there's like a lot more movies coming out, and nobody knows who's playing them. Like, no one knows who the actors are, and I think that's cool. But the more authentic.
It was even like 5 years ago when one of the stormtroopers was a black British guy, and everyone was like, "But the stormtroopers aren't black." And you're like, "How the hell do you know?"
How do you know?
But also, actually, in the movie where they give you an example, when in the is it Phantom Menace, when they talk about who the original stormtrooper was, he actually was Maori. So actually, you're wrong. Yeah, it's a New Zealander, the Maori guy.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, very off topic. Sorry, everybody.
It was, but it was fun. It was a fun tangent.
It was a fun tangent. Good tangent, guys. Yes. Absolutely. I did not see that coming at all.
Yes. I didn't either.
I was like,
I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool.
So cool. And even when she was chasing the guy, and even when she like rocked up, I still had no idea. Yeah.
After the train ride, I was just like, it's got to be him. It's got to be
I
him.
did actually, yeah. I did actually start
with Curry, whatever her name is, knowing the name. I was just like, it has to be him. But it was it's very enjoyable.
It was really good.
Loved it.
Yeah, I wondered that too, actually, Amber. I wondered if something like that had happened as well.
Yeah, I was like, surely he can't be dead. Like, he's a main character. You can't do that. This isn't Game of Thrones. How dare you?
You're not George R.R. Martin.
Exactly.
You're not allowed to do that.
You can't kill him.
Love the ending, especially the very last bit giving us the clue. Yes, I agree. I really liked that. The only thing, and I could very easily be convinced out of this opinion once we go into the other ones. The only thing was that I felt like Goddard had a little bit of I felt like that whole storyline was a bit sorted out a bit quick. Like, I would have liked that to have been a little bit more of a struggle and potentially have continued on a bit more. But I'm sure it'll be amazing, and I won't care once I've read.
I didn't mind it. I did not mind it. I think if Volta hadn't killed himself, then I don't know. But that was like the tipping point.
Yeah.
For like Rowan, and that was the tipping point for me.
Yes.
So when that happened, especially when you read in like his diary, actually I think that was his diary thing. Was that after? No, or was it before he killed himself?
It might have been
like,
before.
There was one about Volta and like talking about self-gleaning, and he was just like, oh, I'm never going to do that, blah, blah, blah. And then like Goddard was so bad.
Yes.
And, like, he felt forced to like kill all those children that it just broke him, and he slit his wrists. And I was just like, I didn't see that coming. I was like,
me neither.
Whoa, what? And like, I had to stop reading and like stew on it and like just let it like seep in for a bit, because I was just like, that was like a slap in the face. Because even though like Volta was like the bad dude, he was also like the good guy. He was like Rowan, kind of.
Yeah.
But I feel like he was like more, not bitter, but like he felt it more than Rowan did. Yeah. Like, that's how I felt. And then when he died, that was like the thing in Rowan that was just like, no more.
This has got to stop.
And I like that they all died by fire.
Yeah. I didn't dislike it. And I certainly thought that it was a good way to kill them all and a good way to get around the whole, like, you have to be a Scythe to glean anyone. I just, it's not even that it was an anticlimax, but I just was expecting that whole storyline to be a bit bigger than it was, like have a bit more of an ongoing effect in Scythedom in general. So I guess I wasn't upset or anything. I just was a bit surprised again. I expected it to go in a different direction. But I mean, I'm sure that it'll go in another equally amazing direction. So, that's fine. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's what my partner says too. My partner's just like, yeah, no, it doesn't exist. That movie isn't an abomination. It doesn't exist. Yeah. No time movie in Ba Sing Se. That's right, exactly. Yes, that was definitely believable. Yeah. And even though it was told to us in such a quick fashion, like, the story was so quick, you really felt the emotion of it, which I thought was amazing. Yes. Maybe only Byron. Maybe you do. Shade has very definite opinions about Scythe, and it is mostly, why are you not talking to me instead of the computer? Thank you for joining us. Yes, I look forward to it as well. Very
Same,
excited.
Marlene. So
Bye,
good to talk to you in
Marlene.
chat.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I know. Oh, you mean Goddard? Oh, good. I'm very Lola. I'm very excited. Yeah, but it could mean anything. It could mean anything. It could just mean that the whole concept, like that there were other people that, yeah. I'm not going to take too much out of that.
Just a carrot.
Thank you. I'm excited. I look forward to reading it. Yeah. I have another question. What, if any, did everyone think there could be the significance of the gems in the robes? Or was that just ostentation for ostentation's sake?
I feel like it was, but also I think it started as Xenocrates, however you say his name. I feel like it started there because Goddard was his apprentice and he had gold. Like when it said he had a gold robe, I didn't know that it was an actual gold robe until he sunk to the bottom of the pool.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that until just then.
When that happened, I was just like, "Oh, what? Who puts gold in their thing?" And I think like that's maybe why Goddard was just like, "Well, diamond."
Hang on, I can do that too.
And then his whole I think that's where it started from. So why he did it in the first place, I don't know.
Excuse me. Do you mind? Okay, it's all right. Sorry. Just the cat getting into things that she shouldn't be getting into.
It's okay. I do it to my kids all the time on life.
Yeah, so that's interesting as well because I don't think the corruption started with Goddard. Like it goes further back. It's just he was the kind of the worst example of it. But I wonder.
And he has supporters, so
yeah,
many.
Yeah, maybe. Could be. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So maybe they were doing it to kind of show we are the new system. We are the new way. We are the future kind of thing. Interesting. But yeah, the first time that we come across Goddard and in the plane, I was just like, holy crap.
That's when the book changed for me, I think. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was,
especially with, what's his name? With the flamethrower. I was just like, that's not gleaning.
Yeah.
That's like torture.
Yeah. And the way that it was the guy, one of the people that were gleaned, one of the people on the plane that actually said that, which I thought was really interesting as well. That they definitely know what the sides are and are not supposed to do. And the fact that he was able to kind of be like, you shouldn't be enjoying this. Like, I can see the enjoyment on your face. And surely the
Exactly.
Exactly. But surely, like, they weren't used to murder, apparently. Like, they weren't used to that. So surely it shouldn't have been that obvious. But the fact that it was that obvious, I thought was really telling, that he was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Is there anything that anyone particularly wanted to talk about that we haven't touched on yet? Does anyone have any predictions for? Obviously, I know there are people who are rereading, so maybe don't spoil if you can. But does anyone who hasn't read it yet have any predictions for future books? Although, actually, that's a good question to ask. How many people are rereading? Because I know Lola is, I know Paige is, and I know Amber is. So I don't think Kerry is. Jane, are you rereading, or did you just like no? Yes. So Jane's rereading as well. Okay, Lola's not read book 3. Interesting. And apparently we are in for a ride. I'm expecting
Excellent.
that. I thought so. I thought Kerry was the first time reader. Yes, that's right. So this isn't a reread, but you've already read Thunderhead. You just couldn't help yourself. Which is totally fair.
Honestly, the only reaon I haven't started it is because I don't have it yet.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, as soon as I finished, I would have been like,
you'd be like, right. I haven't started it yet because I was the one that put together the timetable, so I feel a bit like I should at least start on the day I said we should start. If I then read ahead, which I did last time. But yeah. But if people want to read ahead, and if everyone wants to read ahead and doesn't want to do it, then that's fine. I can change it. That's very true. That's very true. But I do also like to read slightly closer to when we're going to have a live show, because otherwise a lot of it leaves my brain.
Sure.
Although even this afternoon I was reading my current book and I was like, oh God, I have to talk about Scythe. Am I going to be okay? I have, Kingdom of the Wicked in my head. And I'm like, oh God, but it's okay. Now that we're talking about it, I'm totally, yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good. But yeah, was there anything that people wanted to talk about that we haven't really touched on? Is my question. Now we have to, everyone's get the book out. We have to.
Yeah, I got to the end and I was just like, I have to talk about this. Why did I not tab it?
Yes. I actually never tab. And then just this afternoon when I was reading a different book, I was like, man, I should have tabbed it. That was really
especially
silly.
book club ones that you need to talk about.
Yes.
I just feel like I should have tabbed it.
I found, like I've said before, some of the philosophical stuff was probably my favorite. And I found the concept of the whole idea of them talking about what is even meaning in life. And you see that so early, even with that kid, Rowan's friend, who just keeps splatting, just keeps killing himself because he knows that he'll just get revived. And it's just they have no and even how they were talking about the sides, Curie was talking about the sides who are, because there's no original sides from the time of mortality left. So even the sides has a totally different view of death than mortal people. And I thought that was really, really interesting. Being immortal changes how you feel about the world to such an extent, which I just thought was, really, really interesting.
You're really annoying.
I'm a binge reader. If I like a series and I read all of them at the same time. I used to be, and then I started doing BookTube and TBR games, and now I'm not. Yeah, we could do predictions. We decided actually to have it on the second weekend of April. Second weekend of January. I don't know where that came from. Because the first Saturday/Sunday of January is New Year's Day. So I thought we thought everyone would be recovering. So we're going to have it on the second weekend, which is the 8th. I think we decided to have it on the 9th, the Sunday night. That's what I have in my calendar. So Sunday the 9th.
I'm going off your calendar, so Sunday night.
Sunday the 9th. Probably around the same time at about 9 Eastern Daylight Time. But 9 for Queensland, because otherwise Lana has a battle with putting babies to bed and stuff. Yes, I understand that too. Hello.
I think that was for the kid.
I thought maybe Jane had kind of dropped out for a second and then come back or something. Yeah, that's fair enough as well. Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Especially with like fantasies.
Ooh, it is hot info. You could send us wish lists on Twitter or in the Discord. Maybe, you might get some presents. Who knows? But yeah, is everyone okay with the 9th? And that gives us, if you don't get to it, from the way it's looking, everyone will have read it well before then. But if we don't get to it, we have a bit longer. Or if we don't have it yet, we have a bit longer. We do have a slight change as well, because Ellie wasn't feeling the book, and it's not the right time for her to read it, because some of the themes were a bit hard for her. So we won't have Ellie for the next 2 books, but then she'll come back in February. And another thing that we are not certain of whether we're changing or not is that a couple of people mentioned potentially in February. We already have The Witch King, which we're more than happy to read, but a few people mentioned maybe having a romance in February just because of Valentine's Day, and then doing The Witch King in March. So have a bit to think about that and let us know what you think. I am considering... I was going to say to Ellie tonight, but she's not here, but I was going to say to Ellie tonight that she should get to choose the romance if we end up doing a romance in February, since she won't be joining us for the next 2 books. And also because romance is one of her favourite genres. But she might not want to. But anyway, let us know what you think. If you want to read a romance in February and then read The Witch King in March.
I'll put a poll up in Discord.
Awesome. Thanks, Lana.
Okay.
Mel, is it on your channel again? That's kind of up to Lana, because I'm more than happy to have it, but I don't want to be a big channel hog. So Lana, you can tell me one way or the other. I'm more than happy to have it.
I'm happy to do it on my channel.
Cool.
I can do it on my channel.
All right, so let's do it on Lana's channel then, on the 9th. Sunday night.
If y'all want to swing by. If you want me to jump on for the towel, cool. That'd be cool. If anyone wants to join us as a guest host, that'd be awesome as well. I don't know why I said guest in that weird way, but yeah. It's late. It's not even that late, but it's late. Cracking me up.
Sorry. You guys watch my channel. You know what I'm like.
It's
so
just weird because usually I crack up, but no one can see me cracking up. So I'm just like doing emojis in the chat, but it's so weird, like, and different being able to like laugh with you.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find. Somebody said, let's do predictions. Maybe we can do predictions, Lola said, for Thunderhead and the Toll, which is where we got onto the whole, like, who's read it? Who hasn't read it? Predictions. I felt like there were so many things that I wasn't expecting and so many different ways that it went that I didn't see coming that I don't really know what to expect at all.
I'm wondering if the Thunderhead's going to stay
Neutral.
Neutral or like kind of on their side, like on like Citra's side. Or if it's going to be like, you know what, this like random gleaning that you're supposed to be doing and I'm supposed to like be staying out of, it's no longer what it was like agreed upon. I'm just going to wipe you all out and just do it my own way. Or those are my like two things, two predictions, which I hope I'm wrong.
Interesting. I feel like the Thunderhead might potentially have more step in and do something about the sides, but I'm a bit worried about that as well, like you said, kind of because like they kept talking about how they were very concerned to begin with about the Thunderhead being AI and all of the predictions about what happens when we have AI and how, you know, obviously like Terminators and terrible things happen, and how that didn't happen. But I worry if it's going to end up being a situation where the Thunderhead, as soon as it goes down that route, will it then, it's like the One Ring, you know, like will it take that power and become evil because of the power?
Or just like a natural progression, like I need to take over here because this isn't fair. But once you start doing that, where do you stop? Where do you draw the line?
Well, that's kind of what happened with the sides, isn't it?
Exactly.
And that's how Goddard came about. So yeah,
I reckon if whatever happens, we're not going to expect the way it happens.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, even if we're spot on with what we just said, it'll play out completely differently. I like Paige's prediction, though I also don't like Paige's prediction because I've heard many people say that, and I'm like, I don't want to not like it. Fair enough, then. Yeah, same. Although I did just, you know, have some predictions, but like, I kind of feel like whatever I say, it's gonna, like we just said, even if I'm spot on, it's gonna be totally different. I'm just gonna block that person. Yeah, so it'll be I'm very interested to see how it all plays out, and I'm really intrigued to find out more about the Thunderhead. And I'm really intrigued to find out more about this. No, she doesn't want to cuddle. Like, no. Well, I feel like we've come to kind of a natural end to the conversation. What does everyone else think? Are we happy with that? I did have one more question just about structure as well. With the last book of the last series that we did, we didn't end up having, but we talked about doing trivia. Is that something that people might want to do in the last live show for this as well? Okay, I will do that thing right now.
Ooh, I just saw Twitter.
That's awesome. Sorry, everyone. We will, I don't know whether, like, we'll talk about that and we'll let you know, Paige, and then everyone else will find out what we're talking about. But yeah, does everyone want to do some kind of trivia on the last live show, or?
I reckon that'll be fun.
I think so too. In the second one, we had the actual author, but I don't think we'll probably be able to swing that with Neal Shusterman. That might just
Mine too.
but it could be fun. So yeah, if everyone's keen for that, then we might do that. Paige loves trivia. I'm not at all surprised, Paige. Yay! All right, awesome. Well, let's do that. That would be very cool. Well, if everyone's happy, I think I might end it there. But yeah, thank you so much for coming and joining us and chatting with us about the books and reading the books with us. And yeah, we'll talk to you in the Discord and on our sprints.
Exactly. Oh, also, sorry, the other Friday I was supposed to do a sprint and then children, and it just didn't happen. So I'm so sorry, everyone. It will happen in the next time that we're reading.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask about that. Did we want to do another sprint? But yeah, if we can do another sprint in sometime in the setup that we organise, unless everyone's already read it, which sounds like it might happen. So, but we could always just do a hey, come and join us while we read Thunderhead and you read whatever. That's fine too. Anyway, we'll keep you posted. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here, Carrie.
You're welcome, Lola. Yay, you're welcome. Thank you. I intend
You're so welcome.
I love that. I figured children happened. Like, I love the concept that, like, children happened on that one particular day. Yay, love sprinting. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Paige.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye, all.